Everyone's heard of the Metaverse, but almost no one knows what it is or what it could be someday. So let's help change that. The Metaverse is a vision of the internet's future, a vision of an immersive 3D internet, perhaps melding physical and virtual realities. Sci-fi storytellers have been imagining this for decades. In fact, the word metaverse was first coined in 1992. But now, some of the biggest companies in the world, like Facebook, are remaking themselves and investing billions in this vision. After all, Mark Zuckerberg renamed his company Meta to reflect this reality. Matthew Ball has been writing about the metaverse since the modern concept's infancy. He's the CEO of Epsilon. He's the author of the new book, The Metaverse, How It Will Revolutionize the World. So Matthew, tell us, can we start with what the metaverse is not? It might be easier to explain it that way.
You're absolutely right. As the term has surged in popularity, confusion, uncertainty, and conflation has abounded. The metaverse is not crypto nor blockchains and NFTs. Those may be relevant technologies or more broadly philosophies, but they're separate from the metaverse itself, which reflects, as you mentioned, a 3D version of the internet, a parallel plane of existence. The metaverse doesn't replace everything. We're in the mobile and cloud era. We still use local storage. I'm on a personal computer right now. And the metaverse is not a video game. 3D simulations are best expressed in entertainment, but that today is because they've been too limited for much more. Now we're seeing it in industry, education, healthcare, and more.
So in the future, I might be able to go to a theme park in the metaverse, but more importantly, I might be able to go visit my doctor.
That will be part of it, but I would tell you that you already can. In October, Johns Hopkins University performed the first ever live patient surgery using a mixed reality device.
Wow.
When you walk through the Hong Kong International Airport, you're reproduced live in a 3D simulation, and the operator uses that to determine which gate and which plane is used and why.
So it's already in some ways here. What are the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world trying to do? The Disneys as well. Major media companies are making investments in this, but what are they actually working on?
A good way to think about this is to ask the question, what did you require for the iPhone? A lot of that was user interface, hardware, much of which Apple pioneered, but a lot of it was in telecommunications infrastructure, in the underlying technologies that allow us to exchange information from thousands of miles and different networks away. None of this was designed for 3 dimensions.
Right, I was thinking about the US government last week saying, hey, we're going to up the bar for broadband so that slow internet doesn't count as broadband anymore. And we're going to have to continue to do that as a country and as a world to create higher quality connections in order to enable a 3D internet. Is that right?
Totally. And just as quickly as the biggest technology companies on earth started pivoting to the metaverse, national organizations have as well. The South Korean Metaverse Alliance was formed by the Information and Communications and Technology Department, uniting 450 companies from fridge manufacturers to vehicles and banks, all to build a national service. Russia right now is reportedly looking to build its own national 3D simulation service because right now everything that they use comes from us.
So let's try to, I know a lot of this is unpredictable, and that's one of the points you make in your book. A lot of this future is unpredictable, but can we picture a version of CNN in 10 years? Can you tell us how this interview would be different in 10 years?
Well, I think we can imagine that the studio audience can be infinite, not just your colleagues. Certainly, John King has been innovating when it comes to data presentation, the ability for the audience to feel as though they're in the mix. We'll start to see that. And frankly, the audience at home will be able to turn on and off what they want, touch the screen instead of hoping John does.